Time to look at Gujrat Lions, the surprise package from last year. Well, some of you might say, why surprise? Simply because we knew so little about them. What they did right was actually when nobody was watching. There was a draft where all the Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals players went in. The rising Pune Super Giants had a slightly bizarre choice of players, but the Gujrat Lions went and made some fantastic pick. They picked all-rounders, they picked big hitting batsmen, they picked Suresh Raina, and as a result, they had a fantastic top 7. I look at Gujrat Lions and I think this is RCB again. Fantastic top 6, top 7, a couple of all-rounders, and then suddenly the batting dies and they're down to, well, make up the 11, aren't they? Their top 6 is fantastic and they've given themselves a lot of options, maybe even too many options at the top of the order. Last time they juggled around a little bit with Brendan McCullum, Aaron Finch, Dwayne Smith, and now they've added Jason Roy to that list. My gut feel is they can only play 2 out of 4. They might want to play 3, but for that they'll have to trust the Indian bowling right down at the bottom. So let's assume they'll play 2 of those. Then they've got Suresh Raina and Dinesh Karthik. So they've got 2 really quality Indian batsmen up there. They've got the all-rounders in Bravo and Faulkner. But thereafter, there's a lot of iffy Indian players around there. I still think they need some backup Indian batsmen. If it comes to that, they might play Ishan Kishan, which they did a little bit of last time. I think that Akshdeep Nath last time as well. But they're really looking at the minor players to fill up their 11. Now, they had the same problem that RCB had last time. When the going got tough, they didn't have the bowling to win them the matches. And that's why once they qualified, they just were on a downward spiral. So to prevent that, they've picked a lot of Indian bowlers. Dhawal Kulkarni has come back, which is good. We don't know how much Praveen Kumar has played this year, whether he's fit this year or no. And so they've gone in for a lot of Indian fast bowlers. They paid decent money for MS Ghoni. They paid decent money for Nathu Singh. Hopefully he'll get a game after the 3.2 crores he got last time without a game. And they've picked Basil Thampi. Now, not a lot is known about these people outside of those that follow domestic cricket well. But for Gujrat Lions to do well, this lot of Indian bowlers will have to do very well. And because they're all so inexperienced, I think they might be tempted to play Faulkner in. Now remember, Faulkner isn't the player he was after Australia won that 2015 World Cup, where he was just fantastic. But now I think people have just sorted him out a little bit. He's a little bit of this and a little bit of that now, Faulkner. But he's got that experience, so they might just be tempted to play Faulkner in. That means only 2 out of the 4 opening batsmen. So they've got a few issues to sort out there to the Gujrat Lions. And that is why I believe this could be their first 11 going into their first match. Any of 2 openers, maybe McCullum and Roy, maybe Finch, Smith. Really, it's picked the 2 who are looking very good in the build-up at that stage. Then they've got Suresh Raina, Dinesh Karthik. Then there's Dwayne Bravo. Bravo is such an integral part of that side, but because of his hamstring injury, likely to miss a few games early on. Then there's Ishan Kishan, James Faulkner. That top 7, you can move it around depending on which way the game is going, or they can push Ravindra Jadeja in up there. That's the other thing with the Gujrat Lions. They pick Jadeja as a fantastic pick, and then they only pick left-arm spinners after that. So I think they'll finish their side with either Shadab Jakati or Shivil Kaushik. Dhawal Kulkarni will definitely play, and then either of Basil Thampi or Nathu Singh or MS Ghoni. What that does for them is with Kulkarni, Bravo, Faulkner, and one of the Indian fast bowlers, that gives them 4 fast bowlers, 2 left-arm spinners, and a little bit of Suresh Raina. So Gujrat Lions on paper look very good, but I think a lot depends on how the top order will bat and how the slightly inexperienced Indian bowling right at the tail will come up. I've got one other issue with Gujrat Lions. They're unlikely to play the next IPL. So is there a team feeling in there? Is there a fervor? Let's do it once. Let's go out as winners. Or are they saying, look, I mean, we're not going to be here around too much longer. So the captain will play a big role, I think, for the Gujrat Lions.